What's up, guys? PDC here, and we are back for my week 3 game of SPL. And this is ORAS OU once again, and this time I'm going to be playing a team I built myself, which, oh, I'm just so proud. It's a balanced team though, kind of standardish, but it is. I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, yeah, it was a standardish team, but I thought it had some decent upsets. And Zardex, this is a Charizard X. I think it's really an underappreciated Pokemon, and it just does so much fucking damage. And I decided to stick it on a balanced team with EQ Latios and a dual Heatwave HP Ice Torrentee, which I thought was a really cool set, actually. Especially with EQ Latios, because you can screw over the main thing Knockoff helps with, which is Heatran. And he's going to be using a balanced team as well, at least it appears to be. It's a standard kind of Fire, Water, Grass, plus Lando T, plus Gardevoir, and either a Life Orb Mix, a Vest, or Scarf Cube. Kyurem B is pretty versatile. So yeah, I don't know. Just looking at the teams, I figured, you know, EQ Latios, thank God I brought it. Although he does have a Ferrothorn, so it's NF Gardevoir, so it was kind of like it might not even work because he has 2 switches to it. Although HP Fire is far more expected than EQ, so that could work. But anyway, I expect him to go ahead and lead off with his Heatran, which he does. I decided to lead off with my Excadrill. Now, it's my Nazi little windmill of friendship. I decided to switch out here, not because I was afraid of, well, actually, no, that's because I was afraid of being, outsped by a Scarf Heatran and killing me. I am Jolly Excadrill. Trust me, the only Excadrill to run is Jolly, and he's going to go ahead and switch on him a turn, which confirms my belief that no, he's indeed not Scarf Exca, and he goes out to his Ferrothorn. Now, I decided to go for the U-turn here because I was a little bit afraid of, Thunder Wave, or if he switched to Heatran, I would have got the switch advantage. Instead, he shows that he has Thunder Wave, which I'm glad I evaded, because as you'll see, Tornado Therian comes to be very, very useful later on in the game. So, he's going to go out to his Heatran, very safe switch to my own Ferrothorn. I'm going to go ahead and get a Layer Spike Sub, which is pretty annoying for him, especially Heatran. The one best way to weaken Heatran is by using Knockoff plus Hazards, but obviously I'm not going to stay in, and I decided to go to my Latios, and this is, I kind of thought this was obvious here. He goes to the Stealth Rock here, I expected that, and I go for the Draco, because when you see Latios switching in the Heatran, the first thing I would think was, is he going to Earthquake me? So I tried to catch him on a Draco Meteor switch. Admittedly, that didn't make that much sense. I should have just Earthquaked in turn 1 and got the kill. I thought he would maybe Protect or something like that, Scout, or maybe he go to Ferrothorn and I could do like 30 extra damage, but I'm just going to end up getting the kill anyway. He's just going to stay in on the Earthquake, and I'm going to erase him. So Heatran is gone, which means that his primary Zard X switch in, which I do have, is also dead. So he's going to go out to his Kyurem B here, and he's going to switch out. At first, I really didn't know what to make of that. I thought maybe he's A-Vest, maybe he's Choice Scarf, and he's trying to, you know, fade me or something like that. But I don't know. I just decided to go for the Draco Meteor again, and he goes to Gardevoir. Gardevoir is going to obviously be immune to this Draco Meteor, but he's not going to be immune to Earthquake unless he decides to Mega Evolve. He does decide to go for the Mega Evo here, and I just decided to fire for an Earthquake for over half, or that's about half, just a little, 50.2. So Gardevoir is going to take quite a bit of damage from that Earthquake, and Latios served its job. It killed the Heatran, did some damage, spread some damage, and killed Gardevoir to half. So he's going to go out to Kyurem Black on the Tornadus T switch in. I decided to fire off a Hurricane to do a decent amount of damage. I do 45, so that confirms my belief that no, this is not Assault Vest Kyurem B. It's either Mixed or it's Scarf. Now, just judging from that damage, I kind of thought, you know, he switched out there. He has to be slower than me. He cannot be Scarf, because if he was Scarf, he might have just went for the kill. But I still decide to scout for it anyway, and I go out to my own Ferrothorn. If he decides to Outrage or Ice Beam me, Ice Beam would not kill, but I go to my Ferrothorn. He actually has no leftovers, which makes me believe that he is either a Choppleberry or something like that, or he could be maybe Oka, but I kind of doubt it. People run Chopple a lot more. And then we're just going to go ahead and set up our spikes here. It's a standard Ferrothorn War. We are both going to get to essentially max hazards. I get paralyzed, which it's better than being burnt. I was actually glad he paralyzed me, because now I know I have a for sure Starmie switch in, which can't get burnt, which is actually really helpful. Now this turn was really big. Reason being, I Power Whipped here. I did. I went for Power Whip here, and I got paralyzed on the turn. He decided to switch to Starmie. Now, I'm going to Power Whip again, but he's going to turn to be Reflect type, so like I said, that was a gigantic bitch that I got paralyzed there, and now he's going to get a free spin, which is really annoying, and my spinner's extra drill, so I can't just switch it in willy-nilly, and he's just going to go ahead and get rid of the hazards, obviously, but I do have a threat on my side, which is Tornadus T. He's going to switch out his Starmie here and go to his Gardevoir, a pretty obvious sack here. He doesn't need it that much anymore. I revealed a Heat Wave, but I did not reveal a knockoff yet. Now, like I said, this is Heat Wave plus knockoff. I mean, Heat Wave plus HPI's Torn T. And when he sees the Heat Wave, I kind of had to lure him in there. I'm like, all right, now that he sees that I have Heat Wave, you know, he probably can deduce that, you know, I don't have HPIs or anything to hit Lando T with. So maybe if that's a sweeper set, I can manage to get a surprise kill on it, or at least do heavy damage. So he's going to go ahead and use Outrage versus me, hit my Hippowdon, which I decided to just sacrifice here. He's just going to hit me with the Outrage again, and obviously he's going to kill me. I do have the Sand up now, and I am Balloon Excla, so I'm going to be able to avoid almost the entirety of this Spikes damage, only take 3% or so from Stealth Rock, and this would give me an opportunity to just get a free spin off. He's obviously going to go to Ferrothorn, but getting rid of the Stealth Rock is also what matters a lot, because now Zardex is pretty much essentially free. Now, I switch out here and decide to go to my Ferrothorn. In all honesty, I kind of, maybe if I went Charizard X there, it would have been a far better play, but he's just going to go back to Starmie here. I decided to set up a layer of spikes, just get some hazard pressure on him, and as you'll see, I made a couple mistakes here. Now, he keeps scalding me, expecting me to switch. I don't go for a Power Whip, because it was kind of a dumb sequence. I really didn't play this optimally here. I played it really bad. As you can tell, I go to Charizard X here, and I get crit by a Scald, so I got disintegrated there. Although I think I lived the Scald, which was actually really annoying. That was the annoying part. I think I lived the Scald plus Neutral Scald, so that was really annoying for me. I decided to just go to Torn here and do as much damage as possible with Hurricane. Now, I do get lucky here. I managed to hit every single Hurricane, but then again, this Starmie should have been dead, and my Charizard should have been alive. So it really just comes up to draw and stuff here. And now I managed to hit pretty much every Hurricane I can get, and I actually do a Confusion here. I was hoping that he would hit himself this turn and just erase himself so I could U-turn out, but that doesn't happen. But what does happen is I managed to get a max roll Hurricane here and fade this Starmie, get it off the field, while it should have been dead and I should have all my spike layers up a long time ago, but what are you really going to do at that point? I would also like to highlight this entire sequence was really badly played. I should have waited for him to Reflect type and spin. There was absolutely no reason not to. I got way too hasty and I wanted to do an aggressive play, and as you guys can tell, it did not pay off well at all. I ended up getting my face absolutely pounded in by the Scald, so this was a really badly played section for me. All I needed to do was just wait for him to Reflect type. I had no reason to get greedy, or I could have just Power Whipped him. Either way, it would have worked out fine. So that was a pretty big misplay on my part. Now, I call back my Plain Song. As you'll notice, I'm actually using the Cure nicknames, which I like. And he's just going to Outrage. He's going to kill himself, so this gives me an opportunity to just set up a stray Spike Up in case I need to get a little extra damage on the Ferrothorn, maybe for Extra Drill or something like that. If it comes down to Ferrothorn Wars, mine will win since he lacks Leftovers Recovery. And he's just going to go to his Landorus. Now, when I see this, I think, okay, that was a Scarf Kyurem D. Now I know that this is almost 100% going to be a Swords Dance Landorus, which is bad. What's even worse is that he's Substitute, and I go for Leech Seed turn 1. Another misplay on my part. I thought he would be RP, but no, he's Sub-Salac SD, which is bad. And I get paralyzed, which is even worse. Now, thankfully, I made a good call prior to this game, and I made my Ferrothorn really physically defensive. And I'm just hoping I don't get paralyzed. I'm really hoping I don't get paralyzed. And luckily, I don't. And luckily, he chokes. For some reason, he did not substitute there. I can't tell you why he didn't, but he doesn't. And he just decides to kill me, which I was thankful for. Now, here's the moment of truth. The chat goes wild. I am dual coverage Tornadus T. I managed to fade the Landorus, and I also managed to get rid of the Ferrothorn with Heat Wave. It's not Okaberry. I guess it was Chople, but that's going to be the game, guys. I did make a pretty bad misplay with the Ferrothorn and the Spikes power play. That was my fault completely. That was a pretty bad play. All I needed to do was just wait him out. I would have gained essentially everything more from just doing that play, but that is my Week 3 SPL game. This is my first win of the season, actually. So I don't know. I guess I was pretty hyped about this. I wish it could have been with a cooler team, but it got the job done. And the Cure nicknames, which I was using, as you guys can tell, if you're a fan of music, you can probably recognize most of my nicknames, except for this one. Ofunga told me to use Windmill of Friendship, but these are just the Cure nicknames from Disintegration. But anyway, I'm gonna cut it off here, guys. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe, like the video, all that stuff. This game really wasn't that in-depth. I think in-depth. Most of the plays, I feel, were rather obvious, really. I didn't feel like any of them were really that complex. The Draco Meteor play was a misplay, I think. I should have just went straight for the EQ. Although, again, I did expect him to switch there, but what are you going to do? I also expected him to not go for the Skull a couple times in a row. That was a good play on his part and a big bad mess up on mine. But that's going to be pretty much it, guys. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one. My SPL Week 4 game will be up soon as well. I might do it just back-to-back days upload. So, yeah. Also, one last thing. The last video didn't get many likes, which I was surprised. I don't know. My popularity is dying? I don't know. Even though I wasn't really popular to begin with. But, that's going to be it, guys. So, before I go on some monologue here, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.